I don't think men like women anymore. You see, I cook, I clean, I take care of the kids, I do everything right, and yet I'm still single. I just don't get it.
You don't get it? Men like women. We just like keeping our hard-earned money to ourselves more. Paying for peace costs less than dating does. What's up, gentlemen? Welcome to another video. Today we're tackling why most men prefer being single and why women are getting mad at this movement.
Why men have given up on women. Let's face it, the red pill community was not built overnight. As both a woman and a psychotherapist, my journey has been humbling to say the least. The number one reason that men have given up on women and on love is solely because the gap between men and women is getting larger and larger. With women, there's the movement of, I don't need no man. And then with men, you have that movement of women are a liability.
You really can't blame men for giving up. She's right. The gap just keeps getting wider. Women say they don't need men, and men finally believe them. Now both sides are just talking past each other. The sad part is, it's not even anger anymore. It's indifference. Once men stop caring, that's when it's over.
He hates you, they hate us. Men do not like us.
Most men would see this and immediately dismiss it as hyperbole. But what they should do instead is look at why it is true for women that they feel like men hate us. This statement is emotionally true for many women. We feel like men hate us. And what that actually means is a whole bunch of things. It means that many men do actually hate us. It means that we feel that the patriarchy has set women up to fail. We feel that the patriarchy is against us. And we know that a lot of the time men don't love us. They love what we do for them.
When women say men hate us, what they really mean is men stopped serving them the way they're used to. We don't hate you. What would we even gain from that? What's really happening is men are withdrawing. They pulled back their energy, their effort, their attention, and of course it gets labeled as hostility.
So they are so self-conscious about everything they do and say with the opposite sex that they're no longer approaching girls, they're not asking girls out, and I don't know, I guess they're just hiding in their rooms on their PS5s, becoming incels. So don't worry about the digital. Go analog. Look her in the eye. Ask her out. If she says no, that's okay. It wasn't meant to be. My dad always said, you're never gonna dance with the prom queen unless you tap her on the shoulder. So go tap someone's shoulder and then tap that ass.
Ma'am, are you encouraging men to harass women? Tap that what? She even shamed about men becoming incels. It's funny because do you actually expect men to follow your advice after deliberately mocking and making fun of men? Thanks, but no thanks.
All I want this summer is a man that has a job, works out, is a foodie, but also likes to have fun, lives a balanced lifestyle. So he works out and he does his job and he grinds, but he also likes to go on the weekends. He likes to party. He likes to travel. He would, on a Thursday, stay in and we could order food or make food together and just relax, watch Netflix, do absolutely nothing but hang out with each other. But then the following weekend, we go out, we party, we have fun. He randomly texts me on a Tuesday and he says, get changed, be ready by 8 because I have a date planned for us. I made the reservation and everything and I'll be picking you up right at 8, so be ready outside your apartment. Where is that man? Because I've been looking for a man for that for this summer and I can't find them. And there's a lot of men in New York, okay, and I can't find him. But I also want him to look at me every single day and think that he won the lottery with me. So let's add that in there.
So you basically want a man with a 6-figure income, a six-pack, a perfect schedule, spontaneous energy, Michelin star taste, and a personal chauffeur vibe, but also one who worships the ground you walk on. I think you forgot to add that he's supposed to pay your rent, your car, your groceries, and your nails too. Ma'am, the men who actually meet those standards aren't looking for you, they're avoiding you.
Literally the only reason I want a boyfriend is so I can soft launch them. Like, I just want them for the art of it all, kind of for the performative art of it all. Like, I don't know if I really need you for anything else other than to be my soft launch boyfriend. You know what I mean?
I just want a part-time boyfriend. Only Sunday nights, Wednesdays, Fridays after I get home from the bar, the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, Valentine's Day. Not Halloween, not 4th of July, And then, like, if I go to a concert or have to go grocery shopping or, you know, the obvious things.
The problem is I want two boyfriends, and I want them to both love me unconditionally. I want to do activities with them. And I don't want any of them to be jealous over me. Like, I want them to just both share me and I share them. Like, that just sounds like the best thing ever, but like finding two hot men, I feel like that's so hard.
This is gonna come off really harsh, but if you are constantly crying over wanting a boyfriend, whether it be crying over the internet or to your friends, you have so much work to do, and I heavily request you find a hobby. And to be clear, I think there's nothing wrong with wanting a boyfriend, and there's nothing wrong, or whatever, a romantic interest in, it seems like their life's mission is to get a boyfriend, meet a man, and I'm currently single and would love to find my man. But I'm not sabbing over the internet because I trust that even if I don't, that my life will be fulfilled enough because I fulfill it. You can't be happy if you're constantly crying over something you don't have currently. And I think it's okay once in a while to really feel those feelings. But I don't know, I just think that it makes me really sad. It makes me sad if you are constantly sobbing over the fact that you don't have a man instead of really figuring out why you feel the need to have someone else accept you. Because I really think it's because you're not accepting yourself. Sorry, okay, Illy.
Men have been doing this for years, figuring themselves out, building hobbies, finding purpose without needing someone to complete them. Meanwhile, some women turn loneliness into a full-time personality. Crying online about not having a boyfriend isn't endearing. It's exhausting. If you don't even enjoy your own company, why would anyone else want to?
But there's something to be said about age and experience, life experience. A lot happens in your 20s, and things level out.
Getting
when you
ran
get
through
older.
in baggage and trauma.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah,
There's people with
men don't want that.
intelligence.
We don't like men don't want that in a
So
partner.
then why aren't they wifing us early? Why are they running around town? If they don't want us ran through in baggage and trauma, why are they they're waiting till how are we so at 20 I should be looking for 40-year-olds that are ready to settle? I don't know how to
not necessarily.
I don't know how it sounds like just a losing battle all around if you look at it. It's all the responsibilities.
But it depends on if you're a wife. All wives are found, always. If you're 20 years old and you're a wife, you're going to be found, period, in the story.
She basically got called a hoe in the nicest way possible, and she dodged it by blaming men for not marrying her younger. The logic's insane. Complain that men won't wife you up, but you spend your 20s treating them like background characters. That's not high standards, that's entitlement with lip gloss.
There is no male loneliness epidemic. It is a loser epidemic. Men would rather be alone than to evolve and change, than to recognize, wait, maybe I had it wrong. Maybe there's something I need to change. If you can't get a woman because none of them want to be with you, maybe try and figure out why. Instead of making women the problem and saying that their standards are too high, maybe try and figure out why they don't want to be with you. What is it about you that maybe needs to change in order for a woman to want you?
Oh, we've tried figuring it out. Turns out women don't want men. They want therapists with six-packs and million-dollar patients.
And they'll say, oh, there's no more good women left. Women are not like what they used to be. Women used to spend their days in the kitchen. Women only cared about taking care of the house and the kids. Oh yeah, and also women used to take our beatings. Women used to stay quiet. Women didn't complain. Women didn't think they could get better. Women didn't have confidence and self-worth and weren't able to speak up for themselves. And that suited you. That's the kind of person you wanted. If you love your mum's generation so much, cool, maybe marry one of her single friends. Women are not the problem. They have just woken up and realized they deserve better, that they don't actually need anything from these men, and they're only going to accept a man in their life if the man can make their life better. And if you cannot do that, you will not be chosen. If you can't level up and be the kind of man that women of this day and age want, you won't get to have a woman in this day and age. Your tricks are not working anymore. The internalized misogyny, the oppression, all of that, it's not working anymore. Women are waking up from it. Women are healing. Women are learning to love themselves and their own company. Women are learning to support and love each other and have communities and have friendships that are valuable and fulfilling. We now know that getting married and having children is a choice, that you don't have to do that, that is not what makes you successful or fulfilled in life. In fact, having kids when you haven't healed yourself and you don't know your own worth is actually the problem. It's why so many, if not all of us, have childhood traumas, have issues. What's happening right now is very normal. It's called evolution. It's happened many times before. When conditions change in the world, you either evolve to survive or you get left behind. This is evolution. Instead of complaining about it, evolve.
She calls it a loser epidemic, but it's really a zero accountability epidemic. Nobody wants to admit they messed up, so everyone points fingers instead. Men stop showing up because effort gets weaponized, and women get louder about being wronged because retreat feels like safety. The result is the same. Relationships stop being spaces for repair and growth and turn into scoreboards and auditions. This isn't about who's weaker or stronger, it's about who refuses to own their part. If you want different results, start by taking responsibility. Stop performing grievances as identity. Fix what you can, apologize when you should, and stop expecting someone else to solve a problem you helped create.
The thing that I think that we're not talking about when it comes to dating is that men are just not attractive anymore. They don't put any effort into how they look. They're not attractive. Go to the gym, get your hair done, dress nicely, I don't know, wash your face. Then maybe people want to fuck.
Men aren't even attractive anymore. And no, I'm not talking about your face. You could be fine as hell, but if your emotional intelligence is under 30%, it's giving beige. Like, sir, you can bench 225, but you can't name one feeling other than being hungry. Get out of here. You've got 6 memberships, but no therapist. You know your macros, but not your triggers. Like, you're saying you're just vibing, but you're really just emotionally constipated. Like, y'all be out here buying crystals and calling it healing when all you've healed is your hairline. At this big age, you're still ghosting people instead of communicating. No, thank you, Casper. Float along. You're not mysterious. You're just emotionally unemployed. Follow for more.
Men are not attractive anymore, and I'm not even talking about looks. It's the fact that so many of them are not healed, not self-aware, can't connect emotionally, stuck at surface level because they don't know how to go beyond that. Like, they don't even know themselves, and they're constantly out here trying to chase the next best thing. Being emotionally unavailable, don't know how to express yourself at this big age is a complete turnoff. Like, take some time and heal. Go find yourself.
The shaming never stops. You tell men to be more emotional, then lose interest the moment they actually open up. And also, take some time to heal? Heal from what? You gladly. Men have walked away and have been healing. We know the power of peace, something that won't make us post 30-second TikToks of berating women and talking about the lowest reasons of pettiness. So go ahead and shame men for walking away. We're never coming back.
It honestly pains me to see women constantly explaining to men that they would rather be alone than to be in a relationship with them. They don't understand. They don't understand because the cognitive dissonance. They can't imagine because they can't do it. They can't be alone. Literally, they ruminate when they're alone. Their mind wanders all over the place. They hate their own company. A man cannot stand the thought of being alone, so he cannot believe you when you say you are happier alone. They can't do it, so they can't imagine that you can do it. They honestly believe that you're lying. Stop trying to convince them that you're happier alone. We know we are. Just be alone.
It's wild how confidently they speak for men while describing themselves word for word. Men can't be alone? That's rich coming from the gender that turned solitude into a TikTok trend. Men mastered being alone years ago. That's why they're calm now. It's not cognitive dissonance, it's peace. You're not happier alone, you're just louder about pretending to be.
Why is it when you can afford the things you want and you cannot afford the lifestyle you want, men become so unattractive and useless? Seriously, it was so much easier to date when I was poor. I wasn't that picky. Now, it's like, what's the reason for me to even go out with a guy if I don't find him very attractive? Yeah. There's just like, I see no reason to even bother. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need anything from him. So why would I go out with him if I don't find him attractive?
Is that an admission that you only dated men out of necessity? Because that's what it sounds like. Now that you can afford your own lifestyle, suddenly men are useless. That's not empowerment, that's exposure. You didn't evolve. You just admitted there was never any real attraction to begin with.
Guys will literally be like, I'm just not ready for a relationship, and they're 35 years old, and like, you're not ready. What were you waiting for to be ready? Being completely bald? You still have a little too much hair to be in a relationship. What could you possibly be waiting for?
Do you hear that? The bitterness? So what if men are losing hair at 35? That's genetics. And speaking of turning 35, whose clock is really expiring here? Men age into stability, status, and options. The older women get, the more the dating market changes. It's not hate, it's just nature. Men don't devalue women, time does. Fertility, energy, even how open people are to building families. Those things shift. But instead of accepting that, modern culture teaches women to shame men for noticing it. And that's what 2025 looks like. Men choosing peace, women calling it hate. The truth always shows itself. You can either face it or get left behind. That's it for this video, guys. Subscribe for more. Peace.